The Idaho Timber Coushatta sawmill is in constant motion. It is capable of producing over 200 million board feet of southern yellow pine lumber each year. Here is a closer look at how it's done. Trucks deliver pine logs every day, which come in from a 100-mile radius. Each load is spread and scaled to determine footage and quality of the logs. We separate them into wet decks for long-term storage and dry decks for immediate milling. The logs are loaded onto decks, where the process splits to the large log side and the small log side. The cutoff saw cuts logs to the proper length. Logs move through the debarkers, where they're stripped of bark, which will be recycled later in the process. On the large log side, the primary breakdown is the head rig band saw. Logs are loaded onto a carriage, which runs on tracks parallel to the band saw. Each log is processed into a 2-, 3-, or 4-sided cant. The saw cuts along the length of the log, producing 180-degree faces. The slabber removes unusable jacket wood. Chips made from the jacket wood are collected and delivered to local paper mills. Jacket boards move to the board edger to be cut to the proper width. Sawdust from these two steps is recycled later in the process. Cants then move to the double arbor gang saw, which cuts them into boards at different thicknesses. The boards then move to the trimmer line. The small log breakdown processes through a chipping saw, which chips the sides of the logs to create a small cant. It then proceeds through a vertical arbor gang saw and cuts the cants into boards of various dimensions, which then travel through the trimmers and out to the package makers for further processing and stacking. The wood then travels out to the drop sorter and finally to the package maker. Here, they are prepped for the sticker stacker, which builds specific size and piece units to enter the dry kilns. The bark and sawdust removed from logs earlier in the process fuel the boilers. Our mill has 2 dry kilns for drying. The controlled atmosphere removes moisture without ruining the boards with high-pressure steam and fans. This process takes approximately 18 to 20 hours. Once dried, the boards are sorted by dimension before entering the planer. We process different dimensions through this machine to surface boards on all 4 edges. The wood waste goes to the shavings collection bin for shipment to vendors. After planing, boards are graded, marked, and stamped with the appropriate grading and then trimmed to the proper length. The lumber is automatically sorted for proper stacking in bundles. Finally, lumber bundles are banded, wrapped, and transferred to the staging area. Trucks and trains deliver the bundles to various customers, carrying the Idaho Timber brand throughout the United States.